The 18 most dangerous car features ever invented. The world of classic cars is filled with strange inventions. Ideas that seemed brilliant at the time but turned out to be death traps. From strangling seat belts to propeller-driven cars, history has given us some truly dangerous automotive features. Today, we'll take a look at some of the most unsafe car features ever designed. Some were meant to improve safety, while others were attempts at performance innovation. But all of them had catastrophic flaws. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Legends V8 and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives into car history. Now, let's get started. 18. Neck seat belts, safety or death trap? Who in their right mind thought a seatbelt that wraps around your neck was a good idea? Before the invention of the three-point seatbelt, some car manufacturers experimented with vertical seatbelts that only secured the upper torso. The problem? In a crash, the belt could tighten around the driver's throat, leading to strangulation. It wasn't until Nils Bohlin, a Swedish engineer working for Volvo, introduced the three-point seatbelt in 1959 that true safety became standard. Volvo even gave away the patent for free, allowing all automakers to adopt this life-saving invention. Today, three-point seatbelts have saved millions of lives worldwide. 17. Propeller-driven cars. An accident waiting to happen in the 1940s and 1950s. Some inventors believed that adding an airplane-style propeller to a car was the key to speed and efficiency. The Aerocar, a prototype developed in Argentina by Eugenio Gruvi and Gianfranco Brici, featured a giant exposed propeller at the back. While it looked futuristic, it had one major problem: pedestrians, cyclists, or even the driver himself could get sliced if they got too close. Controlling a propeller-driven car was also extremely difficult, and the risk of catastrophic failure was too high. Thankfully, this dangerous experiment never became mainstream. 16. Parachutes llenos de agua. Más suciedad que protección. During the 1970s, John Rich proposed a new type of impact-absorbing bumper filled with water. The idea was that water would absorb the shock of a collision. Sounds great, right? Well, in reality, these bumpers were prone to leaks, and in colder climates, the water froze, causing cracks. Not to mention, a serious crash would simply cause the bumper to burst, leaving the car with no real protection. By the 1980s, rubber and foam bumpers took over, and water-filled bumpers were abandoned. 15. Columnas de dirección rígidas. Una lanza en el pecho. Before the 1960s, most steering columns were rigid metal rods directly connected to the front wheels. In a frontal collision, the steering column acted like a spear, impaling the driver through the chest. It wasn't until 1967 that collapsible steering columns became standard, preventing these deadly injuries. 14. Wrist twist steering. A disaster in motion. In 1965, Ford attempted to replace the traditional steering wheel with two rotating dials that could be controlled with a flick of the wrist. While it looked futuristic, the system was imprecise, making sudden maneuvers nearly impossible. If it malfunctioned, the driver could completely lose control. Ford quickly abandoned the idea and returned to traditional steering wheels. 13. No headrests. A ticket to whiplash. Before headrests became standard, a simple rear-end collision could cause severe neck injuries. Luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz and Volvo were among the first to introduce headrests in the 1960s, and by 1969, they became mandatory in many countries. Without them, drivers suffered from severe whiplash, proving that this simple invention was one of the most important safety features ever added. 12. Hood ornaments. Stylish, but deadly. During the 1940s and 1950s, brands like Rolls-Royce and Jaguar featured metal hood ornaments that looked elegant but became dangerous projectiles in accidents. By the 1970s, safety regulations forced automakers to remove or redesign them to be collapsible, 11. Bench seats, a slippery situation. From the 1940s to the 1980s, bench seats were the standard in American cars. While they allowed for 3 people to sit up front, they lacked lateral support, meaning that in sharp turns or crashes, passengers slid across the seat or were ejected. By the 1990s, bucket seats became the norm, drastically improving passenger safety. 10. T-top roofs, cool, but not safe. The Chevrolet Corvette popularized T-top roofs in the 1970s, but these removable panels compromised the car's structural integrity. In a rollover accident, these cars offered little to no protection. 9. Asbestos brake pads, a deadly dust. In the past, brake pads were made with asbestos, a material that handled high temperatures well but was later discovered to be highly toxic. Mechanics working on brake systems were exposed to dangerous asbestos dust, leading to severe lung diseases. Today, asbestos has been banned in most countries, and brake pads are made from safer materials. 8. Early airbags, more harm than good. The first airbags deployed with such force that they could injure or even kill smaller passengers and children. It wasn't until the 1990s that dual-stage airbags became the norm, deploying at adjustable speeds based on the severity of the crash. 7. Faulty door latches, accidents made worse. From the 1940s to the 1960s, door latches were so poorly designed that doors often flew open during accidents, ejecting passengers. 6. Drum brakes, overheating and failing. Before disc brakes became widespread, drum brakes were common. But they overheated easily, reducing braking power when needed most. Click here and find out. 5. Pop-out windshields, more harm than good. Early windshields were designed to pop out during accidents to allow passengers to escape. But in reality, they often ejected occupants from the vehicle, causing more injuries. 4. Exploding fuel tanks, the Ford Pinto disaster. The Ford Pinto is infamous for its poorly designed fuel tank, which exploded in rear-end collisions, causing dozens of fatal accidents. 3. Flammable interiors. A fire hazard. Early car interiors were made from highly flammable materials. It wasn't until the 1980s that regulations required fire-resistant fabrics. 2. Unsafe convertible roofs. Many early convertibles had weak rollover protection, making accidents even deadlier. 1. Unsafe seatbelt designs. Early lap belts actually increased injuries by concentrating force on the abdomen, leading to internal injuries. Which of these dangerous car features shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing car history content.